Hey there everybody, and welcome back to Exodus episode 2. Now today we're going to be launching a new rocket here to try to get ourselves into orbit with some actual science, and we've got Valentina as the Kerbal to do it. Now as this episode goes on, you're going to see the editing will pick up pace a little bit. I'm trying to pack more into every episode to make them a bit more entertaining. I just feel like the first episode didn't really have a lot going on in it, and it won't be as big of a deal in the later episodes because we'll just have more that's going on. But right now, there's not a ton that is really happening. So we got Valentina there into orbit, and she is trying to pick up whatever science she can. So far, we don't have great science, so I think, I'm just gonna push her into a much higher orbit. And, the amount of time that she'll be spending in space is no big deal. So I don't have to worry about, the fact that I didn't put any extra life support or anything else on here. But, yeah, so we're going through all the different little science modules, getting all the science that we can, because we need those parts. And then we can just go and deorbit ourselves. We don't want to, totally deorbit right away, because then we'll be having to deal with a lot of re-entry. And I'd really rather not. I'm not 100% confident in the re-entry method that we have at this point. So don't really want to lose her this science, which, as you saw in the thumbnail, we will have a close scare with later. But that's later. So right now, all is good. Starting to enter the atmosphere, so we can't time warp quite the same. But, it's fine. Trying to line this up so we can land near the KSC, because Val doesn't want to have to go on a long plane ride all the way back. She's already been in space, having to deal with plasma all around her as a rocket shoots through the atmosphere. We're doing a little tactical spin there, just to make it so that the fins on the rocket are all in sort of the heated area for the same amount, because if just one or two were in the heated area of the reentry effects for too long, they would burn up. And you can see we're just going over the VAB there. Actually, you may not be able to see because this is really dark and it's on YouTube. So that was bad. What was more bad is that we just lost a bunch of our science. So, shoot. Well, we're going to have to send another mission up to get that. It's okay, though. We'll get there. I'll just send in another mission that'll cost us more money, because right now we don't really have that much money, but we'll see what we can do about that later on. I also might go and add in some mods that brighten up the KSP world in the shadows. That way it's not too dark. Now, see here, we're going to go through and with that science that we got, look for what science modules we actually want to get. And it looks like we're gonna, we went and got that one there, and that one, the reason that I got that one was because it had extra little crew pods. That way I could go and bring tourists, because tourists are very lucrative. But before we get to the tourists, we're going to launch from our northern launch site. We tried to get to the North Pole in the last episode, but that didn't work. So right now we're going to take a rocket that is almost an orbital class rocket. It's not quite. We tried with it before. It didn't quite work. But it should definitely be able to get us to the North Pole, considering how close we are at this launch site. So we go, and we've already staged to get rid of those first boosters. And now we're just on our main engine, trying to get up higher, get out of the atmosphere, because once we're out of the atmosphere, we can really push north. Cut to where we've already lost that second stage. We're on our third stage, because you really didn't need to see all that. And yes, we will definitely hit the North Pole. We'll send Jeb to the north to gather all that science for us. So yay, science. And it's actually kind of nice landing on the North Pole, because I know that the height will be relatively low and it's all even. So I'm actually going to try to keep this booster. Try is the optimal word. You can see we're slowing down here and we're coming in pretty fast. I went a bit too high. We ran out of fuel, and I didn't think that we were gonna really slow down enough here. Yeah, we're just not slowing down enough for my comfort zone. Now granted, probably would have slowed down enough there, but I didn't think so. So we pull shoots, and we actually knocked out Jeb there for a second. Too many G-forces and we knocked out Jeb, but you know, he's Jeb. He's fine. He woke right back up. We were good. I wasn't panicking for a moment thinking that I had killed my Kerbal. No, that never happened. Thankfully, he didn't die though, because that would have been expensive to get Jeb back. I really didn't need to lose 10,000 Kerbal dollars at this point. But the landing goes fine. Jeb's fine. We go ahead and grab our science here. Yep, looking at all the pieces. Got a little science, do a quick little crew report, and then a little EVA report. Get Jeb right back. Oh, no, we're going to walk around. But I want him in. Come on, Jeb, climb up. Jeb, climb. Climb, Jeb. You can do it. So I really didn't want to recover Jeb and then recover the vessel separately, because that just seemed like a pain. So finally climbed him in there, and we recovered the two vessels together. Well, Jeb and the vessel. Anyways, right now we're at $145,000, and then we also have a little bit of science, but not really a ton of science yet. So we need to get more money, and for that we have this personnel rocket. This one shall be our orbital rocket, and this shall get us tourists into space that shall make us loads and loads of money. Because money. Mainly because it takes a ton of money to get 100 Kerbals in a we're not reusable but sustainable base on another body. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and take these Kerbals up. Now with this new rocket, you can see I've got two of the large SRBs there, and I didn't throttle them down, so we're going way too fast in the lower atmosphere, but because of those fins that I put on there, we're fine. Yeah, those just explode. No debris hitting the launch site. That was planned. Yes. So anyways, this is going up just fine so far. Now we really should be turning over, but I haven't quite remembered how to do orbital insertion burns quite yet, because this whole series is the first time that I've been back to KSP for an extended period of time, for like, I don't know, 3 years. So yeah, I don't remember all the things yet. In the later episodes I get way better at it, but right now still having to figure it out. Now for whatever reason my rocket was like twisted 90 degrees, so it yeah, it didn't go right, and then we didn't use enough thrust there. We twisted sideways, and it was all just bad. So yeah, you saw me pointing what looked like the other direction, but it was the right direction, and it just didn't work, and we fell out of the sky. But you know, just imagine that that did work. So later on here, when I cut and show you like more condensed versions, you can just imagine the whole rocket going into space beautifully. But yeah, so we did save the Kerbals. We sort of had an ejection system in there planned. We could just go to the smallest engine, and that would be able to push us away, which is good because we would have lost a lot of reputation if we'd killed those Kerbals. But we didn't, so you know, whatever, fine. Now we've got this other one Kerbal, because we had a group of 3 Kerbals that we had to move. So we've got Val moving the other Kerbal, and I just recalled that no, it's not the rocket spiraled out of control, it's just that we didn't need to go into orbit. All we needed to do was just get up above the atmosphere for those Kerbals. So actually nothing bad happened there. Stop assuming that I make mistakes. That's not what happens. Anyways, now we've got to get to orbit. So we ditched those boosters, and everything stages fine, and now we're getting into orbit, and we just got to push our periapsis up. But we can't. We can't quite do it. This rocket is not capable of getting us into orbit. Maybe with a slightly more efficient orbital trajectory, but I didn't do that. So yeah, this one we just used a little bit of the propellant that we had left to deorbit ourselves. I guess these guys are going to have more experience for the next rocket trip, because we didn't get them into orbit. But we're able to recover them fine, so it's not really a huge loss. It's just like $19,000 because of the cost of the rocket. So yeah, go, and really quickly in between missions, because we got to do science sometimes. We're not just a tourist organization, right? I mean, some people might think that we are, considering what's about to happen. But yeah, so we grabbed some science real fast before getting this new rocket. Look, it's got a third SRB on there because weight and part limits that we have right now are crazy. So I can't just build bigger rockets, really. So yeah, anyways, it's taking off fine. We stage. Yeah, it's going good. It's a little bit wobbly, but we probably just needed to adjust the throttle there a little bit so we weren't going as fast in lower atmosphere. Again, this is a little bit wobbly, but on our third stage there, it was going all right. We're pushing our apoapsis up, and yeah, we did fine. So we go ahead and push up our periapsis, maybe, hopefully. Yes, we are in orbit. Yeah, that means that the Kerbals will be happy, and we'll get all the money from them. Yes, and since we're here, we might as well see if we can get some more science data. Nope, there's nothing there to get. Okay, well, we made our Kerbals happy, so we'll just go ahead and cut to where we're deorbiting them. We went around the planet to get back on the daytime side. So, yeah, we already saw that this works. I mean, those Kerbals are probably loving the flames around them. It's fun, right? Yeah. Lands just fine. We recover it. Okay, now we've got some more money. Now we can actually move forward and do some stuff there. Yeah, you can see, even though we did some failed rocket launches there, we're at 154,000. And then we do this a lot more. Like, a whole lot more. It got us a lot of money. A whole lot of money. But we did this a lot. And I'm not even showing you, like, 4 times that I did it. I did this a whole lot. But yeah, we get our periapsis up so that we're in orbit. And then we land. And somewhere in the water, somewhere on land. And somewhere at different times of day, you know, whatever. Yeah, good. But while it was going on, we still needed to do science. We, after all, need those new parts. We're a space agency. We gotta do science. So we're gonna go down to the South Pole. At least we're gonna try. This rocket should be able to get to the South Pole, right? As we learned that we need that giant rocket to get to the North Pole. This small one, oh yeah, the small one won't work. I wonder why. You know, whatever. Jeb, why didn't you tell us? You were on the last one. You should have told us, man. But we'll see if we can get any science here. Not really. We're not really getting much. So we'll just time warp through this. And then we'll go ahead and point retrograde so that we can slow down. Those big doors there aren't really helping. So we probably should close those. Maybe. Might be a good idea, yeah. There you go, me. Close all the doors. Getting a little bit of re-entry effects. We don't want anything to flip us over or whatnot. Because it'd be really bad if we flipped over. It'd be like a bullet heading towards the ground. We wouldn't be able to stop ourselves at all. Oh shit, we just flipped over. Well, what can we do? Frantically pulling at the controls here real fast. Debating on EVAing Jeb. I know they have parachutes, but I've never done it before. Oh no, we're getting really, really close to the ground. Shit, EVA Jeb! And pull the parachute right in time. I have never used their parachutes before. So I had no idea what was happening. And I had a crazy amount of adrenaline. But for some reason, I had the sense of, like, the frame of mind to actually take an EVA report there. So, whatever. Okay, that happened. But yeah, so, I mean, let's see. I don't know how slow I have to be to land Jeb safely. So, maybe just go up and down and slowly float. Okay, I mean, that worked, yeah. All right, we recovered Jeb. I don't know how we did that, but we did. Jeb, from his crazy experience there, he didn't want to go on a rocket for a little while, so we sent up Val for this next mission. You know, at the beginning of the episode, we tried to get some orbital science, but we lost most of it. So we're going to go and get that science. Except, you know, maybe we should go for a higher orbit this time. Yeah, let's go for a really high orbit, and let's get some extra science. So we get some EVA science there. Nice. Now we'll just go ahead and push up our apoapsis anymore, or not anymore. I mean, I guess sort of even more, because that's what I was going for. I can talk, I promise. I English real good. So yeah, we're just gonna push up our apoapsis super high, and then we'll just speed on up there, but not quite yet. Gotta get some more look-sees at the rocket. Yep, there we go. Now we're up to our apoapsis. We're very close to it. And we may not get the same amount of science if we're not in orbit, so let's go ahead and put ourselves in orbit. Yeah, we're getting some science there. Actually get to the apoapsis, so this is a bit more even or efficient of a burn to get our periapsis up. And then, even though I have the science at this point, I think to myself, I could get more science. Let's get more science. Let's push up our apoapsis even higher. I want better science. I can't just have science. I need better science. So we'll push that apoapsis up there even farther. So, I mean, Val has enough life support, right? She's got enough food, water, oxygen. There are no problems here. There's nothing else that you need in life support, like, warmth. That's not a thing. Past me playing the game, that's totally not a thing. Don't look at the electric charge meter right now. It's not good. So yeah, we'll just, go and make it so that we'll re-enter the atmosphere. We're deorbiting now. That's good. And then, yeah, the electric charge warning goes off. And I'm like, oh no. Stage all the things. I lost all the boosters. Tried to get myself as low as possible. I'm like, Val, you're going to ride on the outside of the rocket ship because that should use less electricity, right? I hope. Maybe. Get her in there real fast. Just, a little bit of a warm-up, and then we got to let go. We can't hold on to the ladder anymore while time warping. Well, shit. Okay, just do little time warps here and there. And I just kind of got to stay close to the capsule as we time warp through space. Yay! I don't see any problems with this. Yeah, I just sort of sped this up to about like 9 times the speed of me actually doing it. Because I had to do this for a while. And the video is normally sped up to 4 times. But yeah, just gotta, stay close to the capsule. Don't want to be too far away from the capsule. Because when we hit that atmosphere, we're going to hit it real hard. But, oh dear, we're hitting it. Oh shit, we're hitting it. Val, get back into the capsule. No, 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 no. Oh no. That puff of smoke, that was just Val deploying her emergency re-entry gear. Yes, that's totally what happened there. We'll see her back at the KSP. It's fine. I'm not just going to edit the save file and remove $10,000 from my account. That's not what's going to happen. Yeah, but anyways, so we know Val's fine, right? Yeah. We lost the science that we came here for. Again. Freaking again. But the capsule's going to re-entry, go through re-entry fine now, because, it doesn't have that much mass, and these capsules seem to be able to re-entry just fine, yeah. And like I said, I already staged everything, so the parachutes, they were going to open automatically, so, the capsule made it. Great. So let's try again with Jeb, because Val's pissed off. She had to re-enter in her emergency re-entry system. Yes, that is the story that I'm going with. Shh. So Jeb's going to do it this time. We're going to be more sensible with Jeb. Now, that's not saying that we're going to add everything that we actually needed to add with Jeb, but we're going to be a little bit more sensible. We're just going to get up to the apoapsis that we need, and that's good enough, yeah. So we'll go and take the science data from low Kerbin orbit, because we got almost no science data, and we're going to start with in time warping outside of the craft. Add enough batteries so that this isn't a problem? No. I added some batteries, but no, I can't actually do this right, mostly because part limits, but nah. We'll just leave him outside of the craft. Checking the batteries there. Okay, we should be good. This should be fine now. So we'll go ahead and just do the warping now from inside the capsule. Go ahead and look at the science data. Yep. Look at some more science data. Nope, there's nothing there. Well, that's too bad. There's also nothing there because Val already got it. And yeah, now we'll just come in and re-entry the wrong way. So, that'll probably just explode. But it's fine. And I realize, oh, those doors are open. That's what's causing some of the problem. Whatever. So we decouple after we use our fuel, smack into the lower stage, and now we're deorbiting here. I realize that my commentary is a little bit behind on what's actually happening here, but I'm still getting used to this, so the videos will get better. On the latest videos, I installed some graphical overhaul mods, so it'll look better too. Yeah. Anyways, so now we're actually out of orbit. You can see by the camera like freaking out there. We're out of orbit. We're doing our tactical spin once again, and to make it so our fins don't just explode. And we're doing our nice little deorbit here. All of the flames and fire that would just tear Jeb to shreds, or like melt him or burn him. It would be. Would there be some tearing? I don't know. If you had a body that was coming in from orbit, would it just like burn it to pieces or tear it apart? I'm not sure. Thought experiment for you. I know, so lovely. Anyways, goes through fine. We land just fine in the water, recover. Now we have the science. Yes. And now we're back at the South Pole. So we told Val that we'd like her to do another mission, and she was like, I want a new suit. So she's got a new suit there. And then she still like wasn't really sure, so we were like, hey, you can do the mission that Jeb failed. Since Jeb just did a mission that she failed, she was like, hell yeah, give me the mission, but I still want that spacesuit. So Val is going to take a full orbital class rocket to the South Pole. She also demanded on having a full orbital class rocket because she knew that that would for sure make it, and she'd actually have some fuel to slow her descent. There's a reason why Val's the smartest one. It wasn't just that I realized that, trying to get in a polar orbit is absurdly hard. No, it was Val. I will give her the credit on this one. So yeah, we get over the South Pole. We're just going to slow down ourselves here so that we come down at more of a vertical angle, not quite as horizontal, but we just needed to plain slow ourselves down at this point if we want to reuse this booster. We have enough delta V. We really should be able to reuse this booster here. It's not really reusing, but recover it, and so we'll get extra money back. And yeah, we almost flip off course there, but Val's able to keep her cool and keep the rocket in line so we can deploy those parachutes after we slow down enough. We'll just come in for a nice little landing. We'll have to do a propulsive landing though, because these parachutes don't slow us down that much. So yeah, we deploy the second chutes there. Everything's going well. Looks good. We just cut down to where we're doing the propulsive landing. Land, great, good. Open up the science bay, recover the science, EVA Val. Don't accidentally make her jump off, because no way we're climbing up that one. And good. We got the science. We got some money. I mean, not a lot of money, but we do have some money. Some of this might be a little bit out of order with like how we did the science and their covering of those, or not recovering, but doing all of those tourists. That's the word. The tourist trips. Yeah. So actually, we have way more money than this. At the end of this video, it's like $500,000 or something. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and check out some other stuff on Works, and hopefully I'll see you for the next episode. Bye.